Lights low, mics hot. Yeah, let's get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick-tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Clock, clock, yeah. Typically new, yeah. Neon signs glow, brick wall behind me. Headlines loud, but they never define me. They rush the story, skip the proof. I slow it down, let it show the truth. Files on deck, read every line. Timestamps matter, so does time. If it don't fit, I don't force the frame. Ask one question, whole story change. No fear my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Read it again. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak.
It's time to clock in. Crime O'Clock starts now.
Screenshot save, timelines tight, missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say alleged, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
It's time to clock in. Crime O'Clock starts now.
Good Monday morning, afternoonish, everybody. Hello, it's time to clock in. It's Crime O'Clock, and we've got something happening. Another ransom note message has just come in. Ro, thank you for that update. I've been running around and I keep checking for updates on the Nancy Guthrie case. And hey, Mike, you are a new peep in the house. Thank you. New member. I just made new logos, badges. They're badges for us. So we're the peeps, and I made the coolest peeps. I'll show them later, but I want to get into this. Welcome, Mike. It's good to see you. Green, Rose green, Mike's green. Hopefully we'll get some more green team in here today. Yeah, we're talking about Nancy Guthrie missing since January 31st during the night into February 1st. And let's I'm going to start with a couple serious things and then some lighthearted things that have also happened in this case. So over the weekend, yesterday, I believe, Savannah put out a new message, which is interesting to kind of look into. So let me show that. This was on Instagram. Make sure it's showing. I probably didn't add it. Oh, I did. Okay. Welcome on in, everybody. This is Savannah's newest message.
I wanted to come on.
Whoops, not me.
I wanted to come on, and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope, and we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone. And it is never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. We believe. And we believe in the essential goodness of every human being. And it's never too late. I wanted to come on, and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and
All right. So, she just looks devastated, understandably. I can't imagine what she's going through. And when she gives these messages, I just can't help but let me know if you agree. It just seems in like cryptic somehow. Like, is that the right word? Like coded. What is like we're here? Are these messages maybe to her mom? Like we're here. We have hope. So I don't know. Yeah, you guys are talking about the fourth ransom already. We'll get into that. Before I do, I was running around like crazy getting on here, and I was happy to see people waiting, saying, it's time to clock in. I got a phone call this morning from my close friend, and she's also a moderator on here, Lori. If you're listening, our hearts go out to you. She lost her puppy last night, and I just, oh my God, I feel so bad for her. And if you have pets, you know how hard that is to go through. So my best friends and I, we take our phone calls no matter what. So we all come first, loved ones come first, and everything else comes second. So I was talking to her, and then I'm running a little late, but yeah, send some thoughts and prayers to Lori if you would. She might be listening. So yeah, that was a bummer to start. Let's get into, since this ransom note just dropped. Let me remember where I put the link. I think I grabbed it and put it in here. I probably didn't name it. No, that's another one. That's a picture. Where'd I put it? Oh, I made a link. I think I made a link. Here it is. All right.
It is Monday morning. We have received a fourth letter from the same person who says that he knows where Nancy Guthrie is and he wants money in return for the information. Essentially, he wants the reward. So I have something to say to you. And I've already talked to the FBI about this, that if you are not real, you're committing a crime, and you should know that. And this is a serious federal crime. If you are real, this is the fourth letter you've sent, and I should tell everybody that in this letter, it says, I know what I saw 5 days ago south of the border, and I was told to shut up so I know who he is, and that was definitely Nancy with them. This is the second time he has referred to more than one person involved in this. He
I
said
gotta rewind this real quick. This is what the letter says.
with them.
Oh, I don't know.
And I should tell everybody that in this letter, it says, I know what I saw 5 days ago south of the border, and I was told to shut up, so I know who he is, and that was definitely Nancy with them.
Ooh.
This is the second time he has referred.
Well, it's hard to believe somebody who just won't come forward and do the right thing, right? This person in this letter that Harvey just read says he saw Nancy south of the border. That's what it is saying in this letter. Do you believe it? Hi, Speedy. Hi, Meg. Make sure I say hi to everybody. Bob G, hello. Italian girl, hello. Christina. I'm glad everybody's here. SRB, hello. I mean, you have to take it seriously. Hi, Cat K. You have to take it seriously because you want to find Nancy, right? You got to chase down every lead. I just think if, do the right thing, do the right thing. So if we believe it, she's south of the border.
To more than one person involved in this. He said there is a main person and there are others, and he said it here. He is saying that Nancy was taken to Mexico. Now, this is what he's saying. I'm not going to vouch for him, but this is the fourth letter. We have sent them all on to the FBI. And he also says one of the reasons he's worried about coming forward is he has a record. He has a burglary on his record from 10 years ago. So I don't know if you're real or not, if you're watching this, but if you are, and I have told the FBI that we're going to do this, they know this, that if you're worried about getting this money and you really do have this information, send it to us. You're sending us these letters. Send it to us. We will forward it to the FBI. And that way there's a record that we have that you supplied this information. If they find her and they find the kidnapper, then at least there is evidence, because we have it, that you're the one who provided the information. So this is a way for you to get that money if this really is legitimate. Send us the information. We will pass it on to the FBI. Okay, that said, a couple of points. One is the glove. I hope that glove has DNA that leads authority.
All right, we'll go back to the glove in a minute, but I apologize, you guys, but I need to hear things a couple times to soak it in. So rereading is a comprehension strategy. I used to be an English teacher.
But this is the fourth letter. We have sent them all on to the FBI. And he also says one of the reasons he's worried about coming forward is he has a record. He has a burglary on his record from 10 years ago. So
that's it. That's intel.
I don't know if you're real or not, if you're watching this. But if you are, and I have told the FBI that we're going to do this, they know this, that if you're worried about getting this money and you really do have this information, send it to us. You're sending us these letters. Send it to us. We will forward it to the FBI. And that way there's a record that we have that you supplied this information. If they find her and they find the kidnapper, then at least there is evidence, because we have it, that you're the one who provided the information. So this is a way for you to get that money if this really is legitimate. Send us the information. We will pass it on to the FBI. Okay, that said, couple of points. One is,
So TMZ wants to be the middleman. They're going to be the middleman. He's negotiating right there. I have a comparison case for us today. It is one I have never heard of. I don't think it's well known, but I think it is super closely related to the situation that might be going on with Nancy. I'm going to do that towards the end. I made a video for it. I made my own video telling the story, and then we can discuss the similarities and possibilities of what might be going on. But there's a lot of, I want to do the weekend updates first. And the reason I thought of that comparison case is because, you know, in the old days, right, a ransom would be a phone call to the spouse, a phone call to the loved one from wherever the person is disappearing, or a letter. Like usually it's directly to the people. Like that's weird, but we're in a new age of technology, and maybe these perpetrators, kidnappers, are thinking, well, I can still communicate but have it be further removed instead of like directly to the family. Like maybe they're envisioning, well, if I go through the family, the police are going to be sitting right there with them, and I want to avoid that. So they're kind of doing the communication further removed, obviously going through a network. Were they feeling out certain networks at the beginning to see which one they trusted, or, you know, and then obviously they're still communicating with TMZ. So there must be a reason for that, right? What does star last star bright? Love that. Have criminals just saying this seems like a fake kidnapping. Yeah, that's I'm kind of torn between the two. That's why I wanted to talk about like ransom kidnappings today, because it's hard to tell. But even if you think there's a chance it's fake, or like a slim chance that it's real, you know, if you want to find your mom or your loved one, you got to chase down all leads, in my opinion. I'm sure that's what the law enforcement is doing. Yep. All right, where was this? Welcome on in, everybody.
I hope that glove has DNA that leads authorities to this kidnapper. But it is weird to me, because if somebody is at that house and they take Nancy and they get in a car to drive off, the first thing they're going to do is take the gloves off, because it's real hard to drive with gloves like that. And if the gloves go off and they're placed in the car, how does it end up 2 miles away on the side of the road? It just is weird. It just is OJ-esque and doesn't make sense. And the other thing is that, you know, there are different theories here about, was this a burglary? Was this a ransom? As you know, we and several others have received ransom notes. And
all right, before he goes on between burglary or ransom, these gloves, okay. I showed footage, I believe, Friday night, when we were on live, of the glove. So we watched them pick up the glove off the side of the road. So a glove was found, I think, a mile or two away from Nancy's home. So in that kind of neighborhoodish area, I mean, it's a couple miles away. It's not really the exact neighborhood, but in that area. And I mean, it looked to me like it was one glove. But then when they're talking about it, when the news is talking about it, they're saying gloves with an S, like there was a pair of gloves at the one site. Yeah, and we'll get into the 16 gloves that were found too. They are processing that for DNA, and the information that I got from watching different sources was that they started the DNA on what it would have been Thursday, like as soon as they collected it and got it. The FBI said they had preliminary results on Saturday the 14th. Hey, Jason. Everybody say hi to Red Zebra, please. So the FBI says we got preliminary results from the DNA on Saturday, but they still have certain like processes and protocols to go through to like finalize. And they were also sending it to a lab. So I don't know if it's going to Quantico or where it's going. I'm assuming that International DNA Labs, I think that's the name of it, something like that, in Florida, probably developed the profile. But what the FBI will do, those of you that follow the Idaho 4, they're going to send it somewhere and definitely run it through CODIS to see if there's a hit. CODIS is a database for like criminals, right? So if you have been in trouble with the law and had your DNA taken, it's in CODIS. So they're going to do that. And there's 2 known people that I want to show today and talk about that are people of interest, at least on the internet. It seems like they both, no, one has criminal background. So they could possibly be in that CODIS system. I suspect that the FBI will at least enter the DNA into GEDmatch. GEDmatch is it's one of those sites where you have family tree DNA. But it is one that I believe law enforcement is allowed to use. Now, there's other ones that they're not supposed to, but there's also cases where they have, even when they weren't supposed to. If you go back on some of my lives, I've shared comparison stories about that, where a case where I think it was one of the first times when the FBI did that, and it was like a big shock scandal, like all over the tabloids and stuff about them using databases that they shouldn't have used. So, and that was like probably a few decades ago. And so now I think it's just common, but they still do it like behind the scenes. So in my opinion, I think something should be coming out about the DNA soon, because I think they said like 24 hours from Saturday. So nothing came out yesterday. So I'm thinking soon. Not that they'll tell us, but if they get a hit, there's going to be an arrest. So get JLR on standby. And also, side note, I've been finding other channels that are out there live, like everybody's out there. Oh my goodness. And let me know in the chat, are you familiar with, there's a channel called Dad's Gone Live. They're from California and they drove out there too. I found that one funny. All right, I'm going to continue on with what he's going to say about the notes.
The FBI is keenly interested in these notes. I can tell you that. This seems a weird type of burglary.
Good morning.
If it were a burglary, number one, why would somebody be dressed head to toe that way? And number two, if it's a burglary and somebody wants to go in and root around for jewelry or whatever, it would seem to be difficult opening drawers and grabbing things with gloves like that. And if you take the gloves off, then you're going to put your fingerprints on something. So what's the point of gloves in the first place? So,
okay. What were the 2 words people were saying? I saw someone somewhere said that there's a difference between a burglary and robbery. Okay, yes. So again, with the Idaho 4, Brian Koberger was charged with burglary because burglary means you enter a home without permission, like you're breaking into a home. That's a burglary charge. You're not supposed to be there. Robbery is stealing stuff, right? He's talking about having the gloves on and stuff like that. But if you're going in there to rob and take stuff out, wouldn't you want an empty backpack to go in with, not a full backpack? So we saw the video of the masked man on the front porch, and his backpack looked bulging and can I say that word here? Sorry. Someone made a good point online that it didn't look like there were sharp objects like poking out of the sides or hard shaped objects. It looked like it was almost packed with a blanket or a tarp, or you could have your tools like inside of that and then wrapped all up because, oh, I know who it was. It was Maureen McConnell, that former FBI agent. And they were discussing how could one person get Nancy out of the house. And she was saying if you had like a blanket or a tarp, you can like, pull them on that. So that's where the discussion about what was in the backpack came in. Oh, okay. So there's a third. Thank you, Design Rhythm. Always will be I stand corrected if information isn't true. I was close, but so trespassing would be there without permission. Burglary is entering the home. My Alexa is answering me, I think. Burglary is entering the home, and yeah, with the intent to commit a felony is what she's saying. Yes, good catch. Thank you. I'm looking at some of your opinions. Speedy says he wasn't going in there to steal. He was prepared to kidnap or worse. Yes. And that's what my comparison is going to show. Look at the evidence that we have. Is it looking like it was just to go in and kidnap her, get the ransom money and return her? Or I guess there's different degrees of that. Did they go in to kidnap? Something bad happened, not on purpose, and she didn't make it. Ransoms can be used to cover up a murder too. There's different possibilities. Hi, Wade Bird. Welcome in, everybody. Design Rhythm is green. I like to see that. Oh, I got to do something real quick. All right, let me play this.
This does not feel like a burglary, somebody dressed head to toe with gloves like that. And if it were a burglary, the easiest thing to do, if they knew anything about Nancy, is she goes to church. They could have just gone in on Sunday morning when she was at church. So this just doesn't feel like a burglary. That's my opinion. That is not
That's
fact.
A good point.
I have talked to one law enforcement source who is like-minded in that. But I want to end by repeating that if the person who has sent us these 4 demand letters is real, and I'm questioning whether you are, but if you are, then send us the information. We will immediately pass it on to the FBI. Then you have a record that you're the one, if it's legit, who led them to Nancy and the kidnappers, and that will help you get the money.
He's definitely like baiting them. Do you agree?
The desperate search for Nancy Guthrie is now in.
Don't want that. Definitely seems like he is goading him or baiting them. I'm doing something on my end. Give me 1 minute. All right, there we go. We got that done finally. Okay. Before we go on, I have a couple short clips of things that I want to show you. So we're going to talk about people of interest, and I'm going to finish going over some of the weekend updates. So talking about that, I forget what they called it. It was like they were flying around a low flying helicopter with that device that was able to try to ping Nancy's pacemaker. So there's a certain name for that. That happened over the weekend, I believe. We already talked about the DNA being sent. I have a clip I want to show about that. And then these people of interest that are just getting shared all over the place. But there were a couple funny things. There's something trending on TikTok that I kind of get the vibe about. Because we're all frustrated. We're all frustrated with this case. Let me add it. It's not show. There it is. You can't hear it, can you? Where'd it go? Sound? Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties for something funny. That's a killer. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Okay, now I got a tab. We need volume. Where's the volume? There we go. Going to find Nancy Guthrie since no one else is doing it.
Morning.
That's also in my comparison case today that the family really steps in to handle things themselves. Would you be doing more? Yeah, Mike. Hey, someone's got to go, right? We're all just sitting around waiting. And then the other thing, did you guys hear about the dog lady? JLR caught this. Let me make sure I can share it. Share. I don't know why it stopped sharing. There it is.
No, you take my picture.
So this lady, let me make sure you guys can see it. This lady walked up onto Nancy Guthrie's property, and I think she went to go tell an officer something. I think she says it at the end, but oh my gosh, like, this is crazy.
No, you take my picture, I'm suing you.
Well, thank God. I don't want to be.
No, you take my picture, I'm suing you. I'm suing you.
Well, Rizzo,
It has nothing to do with anything, okay? Jesus. See? Yeah, all it was my car was the car parked behind the car. That's all it was. It's nothing. I just didn't want you to have a freaking false lead. You do anything with me, and I will get you. And we have the money to do it. Stop taking pictures.
so this is probably like the third or fourth time I've listened to this. I think she just said, I didn't want them to have a false lead. I'm going to play that part again. I know this is funny, but she may have had a piece of information.
We get you. And we have the money to do it. Stop taking pictures.
She knew that was an investigation, ma'am?
No, nothing to do with it. No, I didn't. I just wanted to tell him one thing, okay?
Oh, I was just asking a question.
Dude, she's yelling at media. She's just yelling at me. What the heck is going on, man? She just walks on a crime scene. Now she's telling people if they film her, she's going to sue. And she's talking about her vehicle or something. That was her vehicle. She's calling them vultures now. She didn't look me in the eye at all, thank God. I don't want to.
Did he say she was calling them vultures? She was calling them vultures. Oh, there's always a Karen, isn't there? There's always a Karen. I gotta hear what she said though. I think she said something about, why can I never find the tab where it's showing? Where did you go? Where are you? Who's closing tabs on me? I can't find it. Is it down here? No. Oh my goodness. Oh, there it is. There it is. Nope. Okay. I got to hear what she said. I got to hear what she said when she comes out. So she comes out. Don't take my picture.
See? All it was my car was the car parked on the line being cut. That's all it was. It's nothing. I just didn't want him to have a freaking false lead. You do anything with
Yeah, so I think she did tell them something about her car. Maybe she has no, this happened before the Range Rover. So it was something about her car, I think. And she says, I didn't want them to have a false lead. So even though this is a funny, there's a little nugget in there.
me, and I will get you. And we have the money to do it.
We have the money to do it.
She knew that was an investigation, ma'am?
No, nothing to do with it. No, I didn't. I just wanted to tell him one thing, okay?
Oh, I was just asking a question.
Dude, she's yelling at media. She's just yelling
Who's
at me.
on, girl? Hello.
What the heck is going on, man? She just walks on a crime scene. Now she's telling people if they film her, she's going to sue. And she's talking about her vehicle or something. That was her vehicle. She's calling them vultures now. She didn't look me in the eye at all, thank God. I don't want to be part of the story here. I'm filming and documenting. Whoa.
Taylor's like, I'm not in this.
Feel free.
I told you that. Hey, what did I tell you? The wackadoodles come out of the woodwork. I said it. I said it about an hour ago. I said, wait till the crazies start coming.
Hey, that's another reason why I wanted to show this. So I was screen recording what JLR did. So I just had a little clip of it. And did you see my camera go off? That was a notification from my house. I have them in my house. And if someone's moving around, it shows up on my phone like that. And it did that with the subscription and without the subscription. Just some little evidence there. Okay, enough of the dog lady. Okay, so Harvey was talking about the gloves, and I was saying how they got DNA off the glove and we're waiting for the results to come back. So I found a forensic scientist who is very critical of this whole glove situation. Hey, Brian. Good to see you. Thanks, everybody, for hopping in. Hello, Tucson girl. Star Bright. Hello. I know I said your name earlier, but I don't know if I said hello. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, please. I appreciate that very much. And if you're new, please subscribe so you'll be back every day, weekday at 11:30. Go over these updates and different cases. All right. So information on the gloves. So apparently, and I think this came from law enforcement, they put out a note that said 16 gloves were found around the area after they were searching. And I've been having conversations with Dago from the True Crime Cafe with Dago. Please drop his link in the chat here. Mike from the last 24, drop his link. We've all been talking about this case. And oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought talking about the gloves. Oh, like when did they start searching the neighborhood and how much did they search the neighborhood? And I was looking at footage last night. They really did canvass a lot. I was watching all the YouTubers that are out there live. There's a lot of them. And I mean, there was a trailer that they went into, the investigators. They were approaching people's houses and looking in windows. And I mean, they were tromping all over the place, I guess is my point. Over seemed like a pretty wide area. They had like teams of 2, it looked like. And so with that, 16 gloves. I mean, what this lady has to say is interesting. So let me play this. She's a forensic scientist too. So this one.
$16 gloves in various areas near the house. Most of them were searchers' gloves that they discarded in various areas when they searched the vicinity. The one with the DNA profile recovered is different and appears to match the gloves in the surveillance video. Let's just read that again. Most of the 16 gloves found near the house were searchers' gloves that they discarded. I beg your finest fucking pardon? Now, those are not just random volunteers who are out searching out of the goodness of their heart, because it's near Nancy's house. And who has been guarding Nancy's house but the police? So there are 2 groups of people who have been near Nancy Guthrie's house searching and could have been close enough to dispose of 16 gloves. That is members of the Pima County Sheriff's Office and members of the FBI. I should not have to tell you this, but we don't just take our
I can't
gloves
get
off
this
and
to
then
stop.
throw them
I'm
into the
struggling.
air.
Hold
We
on.
also
Hold
do not
on. I got
utilize
2
the
of these
trash
pulled
cans
up.
at crime scenes. Sorry, that's my dog. Okay.
Sorry, I'm
Proper
yelling at
procedure
you
is
guys.
always to
I don't
take
need to
out of the
yell at
crime
you.
scene anything that you bring in, including any trash that
I
is
can't.
generated.
Oh,
So
there
I
it
always
is.
brought in like a grocery-sized evidence bag. I labeled.
Okay. I am so sorry. Just providing entertainment over here. Let me try this again. Oh my goodness. I want that. I think that one. No. Let me do this. When I'm opening this, it won't create it. It won't go into my tabs. There it is. That's what I was trying to do. Get it in my tabs. Thanks for your patience. Oops. One more moment. There we go. And she has a language. She uses some language in here just once. So
Obviously, we know that the FBI found a glove a couple of days ago related to the search, and today they came out and said, like, we've got a CODIS eligible profile on the glove. Amazing. And it really is amazing. But then they said investigators collected approximately 16 gloves in various areas near the house. Most of them were searchers' gloves that they discarded in various areas when they searched the vicinity. The one with the DNA profile recovered is different and appears to match the gloves in the surveillance video. Let's just read that again. Most of these 16 gloves found near the house were searchers' gloves that they discarded. I beg your finest fucking pardon? Now, those are not just random volunteers who are out searching out of the goodness of their heart, because it's near Nancy's house. And who has been guarding Nancy's house but the police? So there are two groups of people who have been near Nancy Guthrie's house searching and could have been close enough to dispose of 16 gloves. That is members of the Pima County Sheriff's Office and members of the FBI. I should not have to tell you this, but we don't just take our gloves off and then throw them into the air. We also do not utilize the trash cans at crime scenes. Sorry, that's my dog. Proper procedure is always to take out of the crime scene anything that you bring in, including any trash that is generated. So I always brought in like a grocery-sized evidence bag. I labeled it trash. I set it near the front door. And every time I changed my gloves, which was, 87 million times a day, I took the gloves off and I put them in that trash bag. Any other trash that I generated while I was working went in that trash bag. And then when I left the crime scene, I took all of my trash with me. I never ever threw my trash into a trash can at a crime scene. And I certainly never just discarded it on the ground. Again, I don't want to judge, but that is just sheer fucking incompetence, laziness, or negligence. You would have to waterboard this information out of me. But I will say this statement was made by the FBI, which makes me think that they are shoving the sheriff's office under the bus. Remember that earlier this week, there was a little bit of bad blood between the sheriff and the FBI, and the sheriff was not playing nice and wasn't sharing evidence with the FBI. So I kind of wonder if whoever at the FBI crafted this statement decided that they would include this juicy little tidbit for us so that we could all speculate about the incompetence that was going on over at the Pima County Sheriff's Office, but I don't know. I don't like to judge, but I'm going to. I'm a forensic scientist.
I don't like to judge, but I'm going to. So, I mean, she had some valid points. She explained as a forensic scientist who goes to crime scenes how she handles gloves. They don't leave anything. They don't use anything personal at a crime scene. And she was saying that she would never admit that those 16 gloves were law enforcement. So I was wondering, how did they know that? How did they distinguish the 16 gloves from the glove that they found to ultimately get DNA off of, right? So she said it was the type. It was the type of glove. So all of those 16 must have been the same exact type that the law enforcement were using. Now, people are on different sides of the fence when it comes to FBI versus the sheriff's department. She was saying, the FBI put out the statement and I don't think they'd be telling on themselves. So she took it as they're throwing the sheriff's department under the bus. But, there's been a couple things about the sheriff's department that have been concerning, in my opinion. Like releasing the crime scene too long. I was watching one expert say, and this thought had crossed my mind too, shouldn't they have roped off with crime scene tape, like the whole house, like from the beginning, like, and just you keep it sealed until it's over, right? And put people there to protect the house. We saw that happen in the Idaho 4 case. That would keep the pizza delivery people off. Keep the dog lady off. They've had some contamination, right? They've had some contamination. People walking up to the porch, people walking in the driveway, things like that. Let me see some of your thoughts. Yeah, I should read her name. Oh, I took it down already. I will have to drop that TikToker's name. in the description when I'm done with this. Yeah, that was a good one. I did follow her. I'm like, oh, I like her style too. She seems spunky. All right, so a general overview update I want to look at. This must be this one. So this was the update after they swatted the home. This home was 2 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home, and my understanding was a mother and a son were in the home, and a third son was at that Culver's. Now, this is Fox News, and I wrote down the date. Let me see, is it on here to make it easier? Where do I? Usually you can see the date. Where's the date? All right, I wrote it down. Where did I write it at? February 14th. So this was from Saturday. So this is the next day, right after the SWAT. So they say 4 people taken in, and let me know what you think. First, let me make sure it's sharing. It's not. It's not. Oh my goodness. We want. There it is.
And a Fox News alert, we are monitoring a possible major breakthrough in the Nancy Guthrie case. A massive search is underway in Tucson with swarms of police spotted at the home 2 miles from missing 84-year-old's residence overnight.
A law enforcement source tells Fox News Digital that at least 3 people are detained as part of the investigation into Nancy's disappearance. We believe it is 2 men and 1 woman.
And in another late night incident, we're watching a 4th person detained outside a Culver's fast food restaurant located 2 miles from Nancy's home. But officials have not confirmed if this is connected to the Guthrie investigation. We also saw officers towing the man's silver or gray Range Rover, setting a tarp up. You can see here as they appear to remove items from the back of the vehicle. It's also unknown at this time if any of the 4 suspects are indeed part of this investigation. Our teams have been on the ground all night at SWAT and police.
What do you guys think about them putting that tarp up? I mean, clearly we know now Nancy was not in that car, right? I did watch a guy that is former law enforcement. I can't remember his name. Oh my goodness. But he's the one that gives all the safety tips on TikTok. And when he saw this, he was like, look, we didn't use those kind of tarps unless you're like pulling somebody out of there or something like that you don't want seen. Maybe it was just precautionary because they didn't know what was going to be in there. That might be the case. But they did end up taking that car in for evidence. So yeah, hiding something. I mean, maybe they were just afraid there would be visible blood stains or something like that. So this was the Range Rover. And then that led people online to start digging, right? As we do, like who owns the Range Rover? Let's get a name. And one of the names came from that. I think that is the Lucas Daly name. Correct me if I am wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was it.
All night at SWAT and police vehicles throughout the area in Tucson.
Okay, so there you can see this was on North Camino de Macal. Trying to say it. I don't even know how to force that into a Hispanic accent. East Orange Grove Road is probably the vertical one, I would guess, and North Camino de Michael is there. And then Nancy's home is over here. So a couple miles away.
And just hours ago, the sheriff revealing to Fox News that they're testing DNA that was found inside of Nancy's home that doesn't belong to Nancy.
These developments come just 3 days after the release of crucial doorbell camera images, giving us the first look at her potential abductor.
All of this comes as it has.
Okay, this is a good shot right here. I'm going to back this up because, man, the sleuths online, I couldn't believe they found this. Okay, does this show it? Let me see. Have you guys seen this? And I'm going to try to blow it up. Not there. Where's his hand? Okay, right. Stay right there, I think. Stop spinning. Stop spinning. What are you doing? Let's see if I can make this bigger. I want to zoom in on it. I'm probably gonna have to take a screenshot to do that. So anyways, while this is spinning, so he's holding his hand like up like this, right? So right where your ring would be, right? Right where your ring would be. And if you look up in that area, this is not a good image of it, but there is a circular flat
camera images
spot. Is it right there? Let me see.
Giving yes.
I went too far. There's a photo of it that someone has now. Let me see. I mean, if we can't see it ourselves, then hope it's nothing.
Crucial doorbell camera.
So that's a shot. Does it look like something starting to poke? Although that's his pinky. So I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at his finger. Right? That's his right there, kind of looks like something. But that would be a pinky ring.
Giving us the first look at her.
I'm trying to catch it. Right there looks like something sticking up. Now that does not look like the pinky. That looks further in. Right there looks like something sticking up. There's a reason why I'm showing this.
All of this comes
heard about this?
as it has been now 2 full weeks since Nancy Guthrie was last seen. So let's bring in Sergeant Betsy Brantner Smith, retired Illinois police officer. She was on the ground at the sheriff's office when police vehicles were coming and going, first leaving last night, and now we have these situations. What do you? What is the latest that you can tell us from there?
Well, we have at least 3 people who are being detained. We're hearing about a 4th, but understand they're detained. They're not arrested. So this is what we would call an investigatory detention. And here in Arizona, you have 24 hours from the time that you detain someone, whether you either have to charge them or you have to let them go.
All right. So this was the update after they took in those people. And I'm coming back over to chat. There's some new people that have come in. Hello, Danny Kaiser. Dinah Seitz. Am I saying that right? Dina Seitz. Why'd Lucy leave? Who said Lucy left? Did I make her mad? Hi, Beach Babe. I know we do need a miracle. We do need a miracle. Okay, the ring thing. No, it would not be a pinky ring because I'm going to show you the person that they think has the same kind of ring. We'll get to that. Reading your comments. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Why don't they have her house taped off? Like, crime scene. Hello. Why'd they release it 2 days after? Yeah, I haven't heard any of the specifics, Brian. I got to look into that. Yes, Tomboy.
So we've got the scene at the Guthrie, 2 miles from the Guthrie home. Then, of course, we have the traffic stop with the Range Rover. which was towed on a flatbed truck after being partially covered with a tarp. Again, we haven't been told if that's related, but we're presuming that it is because the same personnel were involved in that. So this is really, it's a very active investigation, still ongoing here in Pima County.
So, Sergeant, do you have any indication of who these people might be that were detained? They're obviously in a house, I guess, a few miles away from the Guthrie house. I would imagine there are neighbors, people in the area who might know who these people are. Are you getting word of anything regarding the people that are the owners or the residents of this home?
This home was literally less than 2 miles, really a mile as the crow flies from the Guthrie home. It's in a very upscale area of Pima County, also in the Catalina foothills. We've heard a lot about that. But who these people are, other than 2 males and a female and potentially another male, that information is not being released. And we want to be very respectful. I know it's frustrating for everyone. Why haven't they had a press conference? Why aren't they releasing more information? The investigation is so active. And plus, we have a family.
That's what I wanted to say. Like when I was saying that there was confusion over 3 or 4 people being detained and questioned, and you guys are always so smart. That's why I will bring things to you if I'm not sure, because we're all watching information and learning things and sharing with each other. So I always appreciate that in chat. Thank you very much. Someone in chat said maybe they were considering Carlos as the 4th person that was detained. He was the first guy in Rio Rico. That's a possibility. That's true. But I agree with this lady. There wouldn't be this confusion if they had a press conference and came out and just gave some basic facts. Like, I don't think it's that, like, we're all watching what's going on. Come out and clarify some things. Is it 3 or 4 people? Was there a shooting or not a shooting? Was there an unaliving? Was it just a car accident? Like, clear up some of this stuff that's going on. And we're just left to try to figure it out ourselves.
The Guthrie family in Tucson that is having to deal with this on that very guttural, familial level.
Sergeant, but to be clear, I wasn't suggesting that the investigators or the sheriff have, whether they have released information. I was just saying from the ground, like, people that we are talking to, have any neighbors come forward to say, oh, I know the people who live there, or I've seen them before?
We really haven't had anybody yet come forward.
Got it.
Yeah. And so, Sergeant, you're so right about, we only know what we know. And in cases like this, every single time that we cover them, early reports and rumors often are false. So let's drill into just sort of what we've seen transpire overnight. Obviously, there are the 2 scenes of authorities telling us that when they went in and detained the 3 individuals at that home, that was tied to the Guthrie investigation.
See, they're saying 3 people at that home. That's what was kind of, now this could have been like early reporting. And again, I don't know how official things. So this says, okay, this is Fox News, search for Nancy Guthrie, source. So they have a source that said 3 people were detained at the house and a 4th in a vehicle. Now, maybe they later came out and corrected that. Does anybody know? Way too long. Way too long.
Now, we also had video of SWAT vehicles as part of the surge when they went initially into that. What does that tell you?
That's another thing I heard. So they show up with all this huge SWAT presence. And I heard from someone else described that they came out of the house voluntarily. Like they came out of the house voluntarily. They left voluntarily. Like no need for all of this. Now, maybe they were just prepared in case, but it ended up being unnecessary.
To see SWAT vehicles responding in that.
Well, and I was down at the sheriff's department, most of the night when these officers deployed. And one of the notable.
So I don't think she's media. She's a former FBI person, but she's just hanging out down at the sheriff's department. Like they just let people hang out down there. Hey, they're my buddy. I can go hang out down there.
Both things was when SWAT was deploying, everyone else in the agency was being called in. So we saw multiple units deploying, not just for SWAT to go out, but also, this is a county of almost 2 million people. So they had to bring in addition.
Okay, that's the house right there, I believe. So like a 1-level ranch type home. I don't think that's still Nancy's. I think that's the house that they went to.
Personnel. We also saw some of our neighboring agencies, Marana, Oro Valley, Saurita, come in on a mutual aid aspect. But when SWAT goes out, and the bomb squad went out too, but then they came back. When SWAT goes out, it's because they feel that it's going to be a potentially very dangerous situation. And remember, we've got a suspect who was armed, and we have a potential hostage situation. So it was with the utmost caution.
I could see that. They have the video of the guy on the porch. He's got a visible weapon. So they're going in prepared for that. I understand that.
That's why it went out.
So with those 3 people that were detained, and I realize that we have very limited information right now, but we don't even know if those people actually live in that house, or do we?
We do not know that. We've got, names on, property tax names, things like that. But none of that has been released. And again, we don't know if they're suspects.
Right.
When you go in and you serve this kind of search warrant and take people, you detain them, you've got to get them out of there and then sort everything out. And of course, we saw a swarm of FBI agents, of forensic vehicles, as when those people were removed, all that moved in.
All right. Sergeant Betsy Brantner Smith, thank you for your insight. We'll check in with you throughout the day.
I'm Steve Ducey.
Okay. So she introduced, they didn't talk, did they mention the Culver's? The Culver's fast food place, I guess it is where where they found the Range Rover, right? Okay. So, all right, I have some photos that I want to show that have to do with updates. Not that one. Oh, here, I'll show you. Open. These are my new badges for our peeps. If you become a member, if you consider becoming a member, I have it on the lowest level. It's like $1.99 for the whole month. So we're going to be the unique peeps, right? And so peep, but I had to make him cool. So he's got a little detective hat on, a magnifying glass. The 3rd level's got like a cigar. But I like that. So I'm going to be using that logo. All right. Next one. These photos have to do. So there's the one we saw with the tarp up, right? This is an image of one of the people that were scoping out other houses, right? This guy didn't even wear a mask. And this is going to be interesting. Remember his face, because the they released a sketch of the suspect. And I think this guy really looks like the sketch. Hopefully you're seeing these. Yes. Okay. Now this person, where'd you go? This person is Lucas. Is it Luke? Lucas Daly. And online sleuths tracked him to the Range Rover, I believe. Okay. So there's some information about him. I think he has a little bit of a record. Now, if you see this rectangle on here, someone took the photo of the masked man and like tried to line it up. Now, you can try to line, you can, if this mask photo is not manipulated, you know, it looks like a pretty good match, but you can increase the size of things, reduce the size of things to make it match. So that's him. Tarp again. All right, this is the sketch. So beard, mustache, goatee, right? And I don't know what this must be, a special type of goatee with the hair in the middle. I don't know what that's called. They have this guy having a full head of hair. Okay, so this is the sketch, and then let's go back to that photo right there. What do you think? Oh, I can make it bigger. He's got the mustache, the beard, the goatee. He's got the hair in the middle. He looks like he has dark eyes, like the line, like eyeliner, dark eyes. You know, his hair could be a fresh haircut. Let me see what you guys are saying. William Bradford Baldwin, hello. Good to see you. Becky, hello. Good to see you. Yeah, the sketch is probably, I wonder what to me, I feel like it would be hard to come up with a sketch based on a masked face. I was wondering if they were using, you know how they can use DNA and the genetics and come up with a sketch. But I think the sketch was out before they had all that. So who knows? They probably have other information, or they took this photo. I shouldn't be funny like this, but they took this photo and made a sketch. They could do that. So this guy is similar. You know, if you let your hair grow out, I don't know. This looks like a whiter face, more edged jawline. But again, just a sketch, just going to be similar. Now, have you guys seen this photo? I think this was a guy that was at the staging area because I was watching JLR that night when he was live. This was the night that the SWAT went down on the house, and everybody was over in Moreno, which is like, I don't know if it's a different county or just another city. Probably another city. It's all in Pima County, I believe. And JLR couldn't tell if he was in the right spot or not. He was the only media there, and they were trying to find where the police were setting up like their staging area. And this guy got arrested. And the reason JLR got this photo is because a woman was watching his live stream and she saw where he was and she lived close by and she drove over there. And he was like, hey, would you go up there and snoop for me and get a picture? So she snapped this photo. So this could be completely unrelated. It's probably completely unrelated. But when they keep saying 4 people, I don't know. So don't take this as anything. It's just a captured moment during this whole investigation. It's probably because they were at a healthcare facility. So this could be, it's probably something completely completely unrelated. Unless you know something, let me know. Okay, this is, who is this? That is not, is that him? That's him. Is that him? I think. I snap these I snap these photos and then I forget who it is. I think these are different images of Lucas. No. This is, I got this from, oh God, what's his name? Sleuth Intuition. So I do have his video that I got it from, so we can look and see who this is. But I remember him saying that this guy, I think this is Lucas. He just has different, longer hair, shorter hair. He gains weight, he loses weight. I don't know if these two people look the same. This might be the photo of the guy on the porch. I don't know. I have to listen to his video to remember. I'm sorry about that. All right, the latest updates. Pima County Sheriff says man detained Friday, later released, was our person of interest. So was that the guy in the Range Rover? So you had your person of interest, you brought him in and released him. He was your person of interest. So now he knows. Now he knows you're on to him. Let me see. Anybody know who that other guy was in the photo? Okay, Becky. See ya. Enjoy your lunch. Yes, Brian, we went over that earlier, like more towards the beginning. Oh, so the other one is Zach. Yeah, I know that they were saying that the Range Rover got tracked back to some dealership and then a person named Zach. I got to dive in more to all of that. All right. Okay. This person right here, maybe I should wait. Let me do this. Yeah. All right. I'm going to come back to this because this is going to fit with, this was an interview that JLR did with someone who lives like 15 minutes away from Nancy's house. I'm going to show you the case of Martha Doe Roberts. So all her friends called her Doe Roberts from Eads, Tennessee. Anybody familiar with that case? This was a ransom case. So I'm going to tell you what happened to her and be listening for similarities between Nancy and Martha. An example of how a ransom can come about. It appears in this case that Martha was already deceased when they sent in the ransom. So it doesn't look like there was ever any intention to return her. And the motive for the perpetrator to want a ransom, he was embezzling money. He was stealing money from the church treasury. He was in charge of that and had gotten himself into trouble in that area. So he needed money to cover that up. I wanted to highlight this case to compare to what's going on with Nancy Guthrie as we question why the ransom, what's going on with this ransom. What are we thinking about family involvement? The family was really involved and ultimately helped in capturing the person in this case. So lots of comparisons and things to think about when we look at
Martha Doe Roberts and compare her ransom experience, her ransom case to Nancy Guthrie's case. Let me know what you think.
Sorry. You're muted. You're muted. That was Martha Doe Roberts. She was taken from her home in 1992. Her husband was lured away from the home so this person could go in and take her. I don't know if this person set out for it to be a ransom immediately. I think he did because his motive was money, of course. He had stolen money from his church and, had to get that money back and didn't have a way. So this was his way to get a huge sum of money. So his intention was to do a ransom, but he ended up killing his victim before making the ransom call. So he's knowing the whole time, this kidnapper knows the whole time, I'm never going to be able to provide proof of life. But I'm still going to try to get this ransom money. And that's where all he ran into all the trouble of how to do that. So that was, if you guys have answered the poll, my question was, do you think that Nancy's case is going to go cold because maybe something similar has happened? Maybe they set out to be a ransom. They can't provide proof of life. I mean, that's what it's looking like. And so it's just going to get drug on longer because they're never going to be able to return her for the money. So now it becomes, how can I get the money without giving my part of it? So it seems like someone in the group sees that situation, or if it's a group or a couple people, if the messages to TMZ are true, maybe someone that helped commit this crime sees that situation. Like they see the writing on the wall. Like, if we can't produce her, how are we going to get this money? And so they have turned to, well, I'll just rat them out and I'll become, the snitch, because he's not doing it the right way. He's not just coming forward out of the kindness of his heart. And this is how he wants to get the money. All right. Brian's waiting for, I got it. Hold on. I think I put it over here. I want my playlist. Okay. Let me find it. Brian, could you answer me? Whoops. I don't want to play my own. 75% of you say, yes, this will go. 73%, this will go. It will get dragged on. Oh. I'm trying to find my playlist. Give me a second. My channel. Was your video you're talking about, Brian, from Sleuth Intuition? That's what I have saved. Whoops. Not. All right, let me find it. Mine is called, sorry, you guys, give me 1 second. Yep, we're talking about the same one, right?
But it was this photo right here that really had me confused. It was a really clear image of the eye and what appeared to be eyeliner. I didn't want to point it out to you guys because I didn't want you guys to bite on it and to get lost. I wanted to look into it more. But it was something to me personally that meant a whole lot. Because this is really the only clear image of the guy's face. Because if you look at his goatee and his beard, in some images it looks different. So I don't want to get stuck on any pareidolia. So I basically sought out the one piece, similar to the bridge guy photo image of Abby and Libby. There is a clear...
All right, so he's showing the eye. You said 15 minutes in. Okay. This person?
At his mugshot too. Here, let me pull up some more information on him. Let's see.
All right, wait a minute. Oh, that was his mugshot that I got. Okay. Let me see what he's saying here. So we are learning about Luke Daly, he was found because he also reportedly lives in the house, the same house, right? So probably a mother and son were taken out of their home and detained. And apparently he also lives there, I believe.
And I mean, he matches fucking really good right here on this. What I did was I went through the video and I tried to find anything of substance, any screenshots that I could take where it wasn't too pixelated. And this is the one that really stood out to me because I was really confused. It looked like the person was wearing eyeliner. And there was a lot of theories going on. This could be a woman. And I didn't want to feed into that because I knew personally that we're not looking for a woman. There might be a woman involved that helped lure Nancy to the door, but that masked individual, in my opinion, is not a woman, right? But what do I know? That's just my opinion. So I didn't want to feed into anything. But the second that I went on to this guy's Facebook and found this image, I mean, I just could not believe it.
I mean, some people, I heard this described as being like eyelashes that are super, super grown close together. There's a lot of women that would like to have eyelashes like that, so you don't have to do eyeliner, but some people just have it naturally. I don't know if there's certain like ethnicities that tend to have that over others or whatever, but yeah, so I think this guy is a brother living in that house and also tied to the Range Rover.
Right, looks like he's wearing eyeliner.
That was fast.
And look at the shape.
I hope it was good.
Of the mask. I mean, it just moves perfectly along the edges of his face.
We'll have to look, Beach Babe.
Even curves right where the head is.
I don't know, Tucson.
The eyebrow seems to match.
We haven't seen the mom or the brother, I don't think. I haven't.
Four hens, what's up? Didn't make any arrests last night. Is this the guy even worth?
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. He talks about it. Let me see. Oh, here's the car.
Range Rover is registered to him, and he's
okay. So he's gonna tell us how we get to him.
Range Rover. Now he may still be alive.
Wait a minute.
Talk about, are they getting close? What I'm curious is about this. There was no arrests, of course, but it's this activity that has me kind of questioning it, and then him matching up perfectly to the suspect.
Oh, we got to stop for this real quick. Hi, babe. Thank you. We got a donation. We got a dono. We can sell. All right. I greatly appreciate the donation. Nobody has to. It's not expected, but always appreciated. Thank you so much.
Face. It's very strange to me. Let's see. Let's pull up what happened with the Range Rover. Now, he may still be alive. This Range Rover is registered to him, and he's living at the address that was raided. Now, you can see here, they marked it with evidence tape. You can't break that, right? Chain of custody. And then also the hatch here. They blocked the license plate. And I'm not sure if they took this out of the vehicle or if this is something that belongs to law enforcement.
He's making it smaller.
But for whatever
Let's get
reason,
bigger. What is it? Let me see.
this guy's handling it. This might be some of his gear.
It looks like a suitcase, actually. Oh my God.
So
it did look like a suitcase. Can you guys see it? I mean, he's saying this could just be police equipment, but there is a tag on it. I'm trying to see if I can make this bigger. Can I make this bigger? It already is. Let me see. Oh, if I screenshot it, I can. Hold on.
or if this is something that belongs to law enforcement. But for whatever reason, this guy's handling it. This might be some of his gear. So while they're pulling him over, they're serving this search warrant.
All right, so they just gave us some information.
Reason this guy's handling it. This might be some of his gear. So while they're pulling him over, they're serving this search warrant
At the house. And he got pulled over at the Culver's, I believe. The fast food place. Can't make this stuff up that there's a Range Rover. We're in frozen shock phase over this. Yes, not chic phase, shock phase.
So this seems a little bit different than the previous search warrant, where they really just wanted to race against the clock. And if this was their guy, find Nancy. But really, they wanted to question the individual. What's up, Boston? The officers also found the caption 1,366.
Okay, this says, where'd you get this from? Let me see. What is he showing? This is the part I wanted to get to. Okay, right here.
Let's see. So here's an older photo.
Okay, so that was a photo of him, older. That's his inmate photo, mugshot, right? Luke Daly, male. He's 5'8". 5'8". The description of the perpetrator is, I think they said 5'9" to 5'10".
And he must have a drug problem because his weight fluctuates quite a bit. Notice his height, 5'8", 160. Remember, I told you the suspect, in my opinion, was between 5'8" and 5'10", between 180 and 160.
Oh, that'll be interesting, Tucson girl.
This was in 2020. basically a rap sheet: solicitation, drug violation, drug paraphernalia, endangerment, criminal damage, flight from law enforcement.
So this is just people of interest that we're looking into. They called them in for questioning, detained them. So we're wondering why. What are these people like? What's the potential of them actually being involved? And either so this guy has a rap sheet. So it's not like, he is not involved, unlike Carlos that they originally detained in Rio Rico. I don't think he had any like criminal history or anything like that. So whose last arrest was 2018? This Luke Daly. Okay, so this says Morena says on May 15th, 2025, Morena police officers observed a vehicle driven by Luke Daly driving in a manner consistent with drug trafficking. Kayla Day was a passenger in the car. An officer walked by the vehicle while it was parked in the Walmart parking lot at 7635 North La Chola in Pima County. He observed drug paraphernalia in plain view in the car. Consequently, the vehicle was searched and officers found a duffel bag on the passenger seat that held a 9mm AR pistol and a loaded magazine. Day had a backpack in her possession that contained a for sale amount of fentanyl pills and 17 Suboxone strips. Officers also found the captioned $1,366. They captured, and I think that's a typo. Both Daly and Day's cell phones were found to contain messages confirming that they were actively involved in drug sales. Okay, so just, showing the type of person he is. More photos. I'm not going to watch this whole thing. Oh, that's them taking the Range Rover on the flatbed.
Nice Range Rover. I like Range Rovers. Right. He could easily, if he was in that vehicle, creep around that nice neighborhood unnoticed. Thing. Searched. Out of the trunk of a Range.
What is this?
He doesn't look dead here. Right here.
Oh, so this video was from like right after this event. And so there's all this confusion about did someone take their own life? Did they not take their own life? And so Sleuth Intuition on this channel is like questioning that, right? Is this the guy that maybe that happened to? So I don't know. I don't know any information about that for sure. Oh, is this him in the car? Let me see. Nope. Yeah, that's him in the car. He's got a hoodie up.
Is this about Nancy Guthrie? No, Hex, it's not. It has nothing to do with Nancy. I saw Dolly after he says he saw the dead body. He was incredibly shook up.
Yeah, there's already been I think there was a mix-up about that. I don't think that was related, in my opinion. All right, now he's looking at the porch photos. What is this? Yeah. Okay. So that's one person that everybody's been talking about, okay, which I feel has more of a direct connection to at least the police officers detaining and questioning, right? We know this person has a rap sheet, has been in jail, and was the primary person of interest. I believe that statement was about him, okay? The police were saying that was our person of interest. So now there is another person that has arrived on the scene, and this could be the potentially this person's could be completely innocent. It's just somebody that people are curious about because he seems to be inserting himself. So have you guys seen the guy that lives about 15 minutes away, and he just keeps traveling 15 minutes away to come talk to reporters? Like, it's so little unusual for that. So let me find that one. I believe it's this.
Yep. From New England. Yes. Out here. You've been out here for days covering.
It is not that one. It is not that one. Is it this one? Nope. Oh boy. You try to be so prepared. All right, let me see where else I have it. Is it this one? No. Okay, this guy.
What's going on, Jason?
It's probably one of the craziest things I think I've ever seen. I've been through the, Gary Triano bombing. I've gone through the, seen the Elizabeth Sauce case, but nothing.
Have you guys seen this guy? I don't think I have his name. I don't think there's been a name given. Oh, Jason. This is Jason, okay? That's all I know is that his name is Jason. So every time this guy shows up, let me make sure you can see it. Has anybody heard of Jason? Every time this guy shows up to talk, he has glasses on, right? No, he's not the only one wearing glasses. It's sunny out there, so I get that. But he drives 15 minutes away. And hold on, I'm trying to find. Why do these oh, there it is. Okay. There it is. Okay. And this is the guy that we're going to look at his hand because he has, first of all, he has a tattoo on his arm. And I've heard people talking about a tattoo on the arm. And then he also has a ring on his hand that we'll pause on. And then I have another video showing both the gloved hand that I was trying to look at earlier, and then how it looks like a ring. So Brian, you can let me know what you think about this guy.
But I will also say it takes a lot of cojones for the sheriff's officer to be at the U of A basketball game last night instead of doing his job. I think it's pretty disgusting. I understand people need a break, but this is not the time nor the place to do that.
So how long have you been living here?
I've been living in Tucson for about 36 years.
And you live around here?
I live about 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes. So what do you think happened to you? As you being a Tucson resident, what's your gut telling you?
My gut is telling me that it's the brother-in-law or the son-in-law.
Son-in-law. Why?
Just too many things. He had pictures. There was a picture or two that came out, and you haven't seen him since. You haven't heard from him.
Radio silent.
The other people have, the family, Savannah and, her brother and sister have done things. He hasn't been involved in any of it. And I don't know if he's trying to stay away from the limelight or what it is, but I can tell you this, it's very suspicious to me.
What's going on, Jason?
It's probably one of the craziest things I think I've ever seen. I've been through the, Gary Triano bombing. I've gone through the, seen the Elizabeth Sauce case, but nothing quite like this. But I will also say it takes a lot of cojones for the sheriff's officer to be at the U of A basketball game last night instead of doing his job. I think it's pretty disgusting. I understand people need a break, but this is not the.
Okay. So this is Jason. and he's got some peculiarities that I mean, the number one, he just keeps showing up to insert himself, and he's talking about Tommaso. I think it's Tommaso. Okay, so he's putting the blame on someone else. Now here is someone else's take on Jason.
But, after day 2, I have a premonition that the son-in-law has something to do with it.
He has a premonition, you guys. So he comes up. He's
Not sure exactly what.
This is a different interview.
Not sure exactly to do with it. Not sure exactly.
So I have found 2 times that he has spoken out, and he's got a blue shirt on here, still wearing glasses. And this, I'm going to pause it when they show the ring and everything.
What?
Okay. So right there, they caught a different angle. What do you think about that? And then this is Jason's ring. So caught on his hand. I mean, he talks with his hands. So when I was watching his interviews, I'm like, oh, I could clearly get a screenshot of that. I'm going to try to do this myself. So there's his there's the suspect's eyes and eyebrows. His eyes look more hazel than brown. And I'm not looking at eyebrows. I mean, I don't think you see the full eyebrow under the mask anyways. I don't know how they're seeing a tattoo here. I don't think there's any skin showing, so I don't see that part. And oh, there's better images of Jason's tattoos. I don't even see it there. All right, the mustache, the goatee, and the hair in the middle seem to be what people are going through. He has some in the middle. His is more gray. Oh, some people took the photo of the masked man and put it into AI and said, what would this look like if it was in color? That's interesting. So AI isn't always correct. And you always got to fact check that stuff. So I'm not putting a lot of weight on this, like the color of eyes or anything like that. AI can do whatever it wants. That's Jason again. So those are 2 different photos of him. That's him without his glasses. Okay. So you can see him without his glasses. His lips look a little big to me. And he definitely doesn't look like the sketch. But the thing is that he keeps inserting himself supposedly into the into the investigation, and if that ring has anything to it.
Gary Triano bombing. I've gone through seen the Elizabeth South case, but nothing quite like this. But I will also say it takes a lot of cojones for the sheriff's officer to be at the U of A basketball game last night instead of doing his job. I think it's pretty disgusting. I understand people need a break, but this is not the time nor the place to do that.
So how long have you been living here?
I've been living in Tucson for about 36 years.
All right. I do not know what kind of job this guy does or anything like that. If he would have any kind of a motive or reason for anything like that. I think there's a lot more evidence for the, obviously, because they detained the family members of and Lucas himself, Luke Daly. So, but I just wanted to share what's out there on the internet and what people are talking about so we know who everybody is. So if you hear Jason, that's the guy that keeps going to give interviews and having premonitions about the case. But yeah, I think I'm waiting for more information to come out. So I hope there was not a fatality with any of these, with the person of interest, with the main person of interest. I hope he was taken in, and well, we see him taken in. So I don't know why that confusion was there. Maybe we didn't have those photos. So Luke Daly was taken in, questioned, and released. So we're waiting for that DNA to come back. So hopefully something's going to come of that, right? Yep. Yeah, there's a couple people to look at, and I don't think there's any updates today. My personal opinion is that our next big update will be something about the DNA, if the DNA ends up matching somebody. And the thing about Tommaso, the brother-in-law, it sounds like they already compared the DNA to family members. They said the DNA in the house did not match any family members. So I would assume he would be included in that. So I tend to believe Tommaso is cleared. And JLR also spoke to a woman who she was on the phone with her friend, and her friend, I believe, had kids that went to Tommaso's school. And she said all the parents at that school completely supported Tommaso 100%, like they loved him. So that's just another little piece of information out there about him, because he was very suspicious to me at the beginning, for sure. I think it's more than one person. I think that there could be the people that actually did it, and then and someone who's like organized it behind the scenes. I don't know. I'm not and I think these people were casing. I don't know. I think they ultimately landed on Nancy, but they might not have set out to just target Nancy. I think it was going to be, this seems like a pretty wealthy neighborhood. That dog lady that I showed earlier, if you guys didn't see that, go back and watch the dog lady clip. It's funny, but she says a couple important things. She says that, I'm going to sue you. Don't record me. I'm going to sue you. And believe me, I have the money to do it. So we know Savannah's mom, Nancy, was wealthy. It seems like this was a higher income neighborhood. So to me, it seems like people were casing the neighborhood, looking. We've got videotape. I want to come back to that probably tomorrow and start looking back at the footage that we have, because I showed it previously in another live from last week. There's a person caught on camera in the neighborhood holding a phone or an iPad or something up to a window, looking in, like casing the place, like who lives there, what's the setup of this house. And I just think it makes 1,000% sense to go after an elderly woman who lives by herself. That's where I'm at. So thank you, Dago. I am ending, and we are all going to head on over to the True Crime Cafe with Dago. His link is definitely dropped in here. It was probably earlier. We can drop it again. And yeah, we're going to watch him. But before I clock out, I wanted to remind everybody that I come back weekdays at 11:30 for Crime O'Clock. And I hope to see you back here to join me for those episodes, those shows that I'm doing. They're live shows. I hope you have a great evening and take care of yourself. Be kind, be positive. Please, if you would, hit the like button on your way out. If you're new here, please subscribe. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow at 11:30. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all so much. All right, we're clocking out. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching. Hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe. It's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time. Same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and wild to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.